Hi there. This is a reading for the collective. Take what resonates, leave the rest. This reading is going to be about like what to focus on now or like what your next steps are. If you've been feeling like there's new energy, there's like a surge of energy or like something that you're going to move towards like something new or like you're trying to create something, like this reading will be for you, okay? Um, because I get the sense of like, I was talking the other day about like routine and like changing routines and trying new things and like stepping out of the like known things that you do. So that's kind of why I was like drawn to do something like this. So if you've been feeling kind of like monotonous and like, okay, I'm sick of this same thing over and over, but I don't know where to go from here. That's kind of what we're going to be focusing on today. Yeah, I do. I want to bring this deck out. This wasn't the deck that I was intending on using. So, and I mean, well, I use this deck. I don't want to say too frequently. Clarity is coming, okay? But like, so it's something out of the norm, which the Fool, which again, I mean, it's like, okay, we got to do something different if we want different things here. There was something under this that fell. The King of Wands, yeah. So it's definitely a passion project for a lot of you, for sure. The Moon, yeah. Well, and it's funny because, you know, like, yeah, things have been hidden, right? But it's because you weren't ready to take action. This wants to go over here then. Oh, Ten of Pentacles. We love that. Two of Cups. Wow. Okay. So for some people that's a relationship, but I also feel like that's like alignment within for you, which is bringing you towards, you know, whatever you're wanting to create. All the things you want to create with this Ten of Pentacles. You know, it's not just one thing for you. Getting out of like a poverty kind of mindset. That was something that was holding you back before too. The Tower, yeah, change. Wow. You've been working really hard on, so maybe it's not, look at the King of Wands ended up coming out. The Magician reversed at the bottom of the deck. So maybe it's not really about, oh God, I forgot what I was saying. Well, I was thinking about the Tower, okay? So you've been slow and steady at your inner work here. And I feel like part of the change that is coming is outdated beliefs, behaviors, like things that you were doing. Like you're breaking those down to create like this new stable space for you. I could be a home. Like you're not physically rebuilding, but there's something about the energy in your home feeling different and better because of like steps you've taken towards this alignment. So like I feel like Spirit's saying you're already like what you're already starting to focus on is what you need to keep doing. So whether it's more positive things, more better habits, definitely creativity is very important. Spirit is highlighting that. You're definitely being called to continue whatever it is that you're doing. It's working and it's creating change. The kind of change you want to see. This is not like people get nervous about the Tower, but if the Tower was reversed, that's when you want to be like really, because then it's like you're resisting change. You're not resisting it now. You're not afraid of it. Like the Tower is a scary card, and I didn't feel any sense of doom seeing the card because it's like, okay, I know like things need to change so I could step into this like powerful energy here. So Mars, what's Mars? Scorpio, I think. Aries, Scorpio. I was close. So Aries, Scorpio, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Aquarius because of the Fool. What's the other? Oh, the Magician, Gemini, Virgo. I feel like I saw another major arcana, but oh, maybe it was like the Page. Oh, Ace of Cups reversed. Oh, the Moon, Pisces. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, there's been a lot of like, so one of the things that's been hidden from you, it's weird because you think it's like love. Like there's something about love that's evading you, but it was because you weren't looking at it in the right way. Like it was like you were searching outside yourself. So when you come into alignment with yourself and you get the balance of masculine and feminine energy, that's when this Ace of Cups turns up, right? And love starts pouring in for you. Not just look at in the, what is that, like an eagle? Like having a higher perspective. This looks more like an eagle. I don't know what that is, but like having a higher perspective and understanding that everything comes from within. Like that's the thing that you're moving towards. Synergy within, instead of without. Like stop looking for outside validation and outside I lost my train of thought, I'm sorry. So outside influence, I guess, would be a thing. Like it's like you were part of not moving forward was like waiting for approval from people to move forward and do this thing. And then you realize like this is my thing. I want to do, or these are my things. Like I want to do this thing. So what am I waiting for? Why, I don't need approval from anybody. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to feel like. This is what I want to change. So like there's something very empowering about your energy right now. Like you're just kind of setting yourself up to do whatever it is that you've been meant to do this whole time, but weren't ready for because you were too worried about other people. Like this feels like you just completely understanding that people in your life, of course, are important, but like it all starts with you and what you're doing and how you're showing up in the world in order to create the kind of flow. Like I'm seeing the infinity sign. Like create the kind of flow you want and the kind of life you want, because it felt very scattered before. And like I'm almost seeing like oh god, what was that game, that race game? I feel like it was on like Nintendo or something, or Super Nintendo, where you're like, it's like a track. It's not a complete I'm drawing it kind of wrong, but it's not like a complete infinity sign. You're like going over here and over this way and over that way. And like, I feel that you were kind of on the right track before, but like there's something that snapped and clicked that is really putting you in the right space and timeline. Yeah. It's funny because I was going to say timeline and then I was like, no, and the birds are chirping and I'm like, clearly I'm supposed to say timeline. Like this is completely different energy than you were in before, or that you were experiencing before. So it's really good. Really good stuff. And water is coming through a lot. I was looking at the water. So like being more emotionally balanced instead of out of whack there is really helping you move forward as well. And not to say you're not going to have moments like that where you're like emotionally charged or whatever, like especially I'm talking about that, and then this card landed under the Tower. But I feel like you're going to bounce back a lot quicker, and you're going to kind of move out of that type of energy now easier, now that you've, like, it seems like you've got more a handle on what creates that emotionally charged reaction. Aries, oh my god, Aries and Leo are very significant here. That's funny. Independence, bravery. Some of you might be kind of like looking at other people in your life and how they do it, and that's how you're figuring it out too. Like, so if you haven't reached that point yet, maybe you need to imbalance. Maybe you need to start thinking, like, if you know an Aries or a Leo, and see what they're doing and how they incorporate the kind of change that you want to see. Because actually, it's funny, I did see something, surrender, fluidity, and welcoming change. Girl, bye. And Gemini, I think that's Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. Um, what was I saying? I was talking about how you like embodying other people, like what they're like watching what they're doing. If you like what they're doing, like start incorporating that. Oh, I was listening to a book and they were talking about like stuff like that, like seeing how other people do it and then kind of like not mimicking them, making it your own, but like, they've got something figured out that you need to kind of start incorporating in your daily routine that'll make you feel like more aligned and more heading towards what you want to create. So 2 of Cups, Aries, house 4. 4s are significant. So Aries, independence, bravery, and passion. Cultural, house 4, cultural and family roots, home, peace, and comfort. And then house 7, profound relationships, intimacy, and romantic partners. See, and that's coming under the 2 of Cups. So for some of you, this is definitely about a relationship. This is highlighting a relationship that you have with somebody, and because you're getting aligned with yourself, it's creating a more sense of clarity and home and working together. Instead of like, there's a lot of fire here. So instead of like, and I don't mean aggression, like physical fighting or anything, but maybe it was a little more, not working together, like maybe a little combative, maybe a little argumentative or something like that. Like looking outside of yourself again, and pointing the finger or, whatever you were doing before. Like this is a recognition of, okay, what you need to focus on. It's not how your other person's showing up. And not to say that you shouldn't be aware, and if there's something that you need to address, like that they're doing that you don't like, you shouldn't do that. But I feel like if you have been in this energy or have been in this energy of like looking to them to validate you, like we were talking about, or looking at them like they're doing something wrong instead of like saying, okay, what is triggering me? Like how am I showing up here, in what's my accountability look like, right? Those were the things that were keeping you out of alignment in this connection because you were focusing too much on the other person. So the more you focus on your inner growth, the better in harmony you are with this person, and the more you're going to move towards like a really successful, beautiful relationship. Okay. And that pertains to everything. Like, I mean, they're highlighting relationships, but like I was saying, there's like a passion project. So if that's like eluding you, it's like, okay, I need to feel good about this. Like, how do I feel good about this thing? Like, instead of making it feel like daunting and like insurmountable, or, oh, there's a big storm coming, I don't know if it'll sustain it. Like, it's going to be fine. We're just going to take it one day at a time. Okay. So 4 of Shields reversed with opposition, imbalance, a point of tension, and a power struggle. House 8, transformation, karma, facing fears, and legacies, facing fears. I love that. So part of the fear is losing what you've already obtained. Okay. Wow. Okay. Relationship heavy. This is very relationship heavy. So tension, a power struggle too. I was talking kind of about that, right? Shoot, I was going to say something. There was something with this card, a power struggle, point of tension. So this is like with the Magician at the bottom of the deck, alchemizing your challenges instead of making them this big thing. I want a different card here, and I can't think of what card it is right now, but I don't know, maybe the Tower is a good one, especially with this, because I mean, it's out in the middle of nowhere, and this is giving like Harry Potter vibes. Like, how do we get there? How do we get out? Like, there's a storm, it's cold, like, I don't like this, right? But using the storm or whatever happens to your advantage and learning from your mistakes or learning from the obstacles that get put in your way, and understanding like it's temporary, one. Two, like maybe it's having you take a pause so you can regroup to approach it differently, or maybe it's happening so you take a pause and um, try a different avenue. Like maybe like we're going along down the path and this feels good, but maybe now we need to misdirect over or direct over here and go down this path for a little while and then come back to the path, right? So it's like not getting deterred when things don't necessarily go the way that you expected, or you feel like, oh, this is happening to me, like something bad's happening, when really you're making it bigger than it is. Okay, so really important to focus on. That's definitely, see, I was talking about like optimism and positivity, like definitely needing more focus on things going right, as opposed to like, hey, everything is working against me and I don't know how to move forward. Okay. And part of the challenges that you do face, like this feels like tests from spirit, is like you needing to face the fears that keep showing up for you, so you don't get off kilter. If this is something about career, right? And let's say, I'll give an example because, well, just because of what I do. So I don't really go live much anymore, but there was a day that I decided, you know what, I need to go live. I need to make a little extra cash and I'll help other people out. It'll be good. Now, that's like, okay, the fear for me, right, was that maybe I won't make money. Okay, that's a fear that I have, the lack, right? But I just said, it's going to work out. I'm going to do it. It's going to work out. This is all I need to make. This is how long I'm going to intend on being there. And it worked out for me, right? So it's really more just about trying to be like use your logic for good instead of going down like a doom scroll. I don't know why I would say that, because we're not scrolling, but maybe you do. Maybe when you get stuck or like you face a challenge, you end up getting on the internet and scrolling like TikTok or whatever, instead of doing what it is you need to do, what you want to do, but you're afraid of it. So Spirit is asking you, like your focus, your next steps is to really step out of your comfort zone and do that thing that you want to do. Like just do it. If it doesn't work out, try it again. Yep. Just keep trying, okay? Just keep swimming. Just keep the Tower with Leo, self-confidence, loyalty, and creativity. You know what's really funny too is I almost did a reading about confidence because that's been really highlighted lately. So one of the like things that's happening with the Tower right now, and like the focus that you have like on yourself, is building up like rebuilding your image and like how you want to show up in the world, like what your values actually are now, like what you want to look like, how you want to be perceived, and not really caring about how other people perceive you, but I just mean like your impact and how you show up in the world, as opposed to how you used to show up, which was like what you thought other people wanted you to look like, really is what it is. Okay, so this is really creativity too being highlighted. This is really beautiful, and the fact that you have been loyal to this thing that you're creating, to whatever you've been pouring into, Spirit is saying like it is yours, you're going to have it, but understand that sometimes it needs revamps. It needs like it's evolving. Okay, the butterfly, like that actually, that made me think, you know why I was thinking there should be a different card? I was thinking about a different deck. There's a deck I have and I'm trying to think of which deck it is. I guess it doesn't really matter. Oh, it's the Light Seers deck. So the Tower card has butterflies on it. Transformation. Okay. Understand that, you know, these moments where you face the challenge and like things get really hard for you, Spirit is not punishing you. Okay. Spirit is just saying, you know, we want a little different than this. We want more than this. We want better than this. things have changed, we've changed. So now we got to figure out what it is that we need to add, where we need to, knock these bricks off and add more to the house we built, or the, foundation that we've built here. Because if you notice, it's at the top, it's not at the bottom, it's not going to fall. Because that's one of your fears, is that it's all going to, like, my friend Catherine and I have been talking a lot about how the other shoe is going to drop. Like, you're afraid the rug is going to get ripped under you or whatever. Like, that's not it. Like, hey, we just don't like the way this looks over here, so we're going to, boop, take it out and revamp it and make it different. So focusing on, like, change is a big thing coming up in this reading. Like, focusing on change not being a threat or a fear anymore. Just knowing that it's for your highest good and everyone else's, okay? Try to take a drink of water. And I'm really now looking at this King of Wands, how it's facing the Tower. This feels like you kind of mastering that energy. Okay, you know what? This doesn't feel really good right now. There's something that I need to look at and regroup and pour my passion into this thing that I love, and see what changes I need to make over here. Like, I'm in charge, I'm the leader. So, I'm going to make this thing happen, whatever it is. House 11, friends, like-minded groups, and humanitarian beliefs. That's beautiful. Yeah, so a lot of you, this is a passion project. You're meant to help people, lead people, guide people, and you might even be teaching people how to alchemize change in their life, like good change, like things that, like moving towards things that you want to actually do, instead of, like, I literally wrote a poem today about and I forgot to put the name of it. And the name was just the last sentence of it. But, like, I wrote up a poem about change, because I've been feeling like things are going to change for the better. But it's like the fear of stepping in, taking that leap, being the fool and taking that step towards it. So I feel like you're really going to create a lot of change in people's lives. And you have probably your whole life created a lot of change for people in a positive way. You've always kind of been this leader, and now it's just, they really want you to focus on, like, shining your light and stepping up to that role that you're supposed to be in, and help really guide people towards their destiny. That might be something you're doing too, is helping people figure out what they're meant to do with their lives. Some of you might be a counselor, like a school counselor or something like that. Life coach, definitely a thing. 10 of Shields. Like 4 is significant too. I said that earlier, but maybe it's like a family of 4, or 4 people, or 4, like there's a group, something about a group of people, a group of something. 10 of Shields, consideration, fairness, harmony with Libra, balancing. This feels like balancing harmony though, with this 10 of Shields, and happiness, and, like, it's finding peace. This feels like finding peace and happiness for you. We love that. So you got to remember how to, I feel like for some of you, and I relate to this, part of the problem when faced with the challenge is that you forget about how you have all the tools in your belt. You forget about it. Like, this is reversed. You completely shut down and forget how to alchemize. So, I challenge you with your next, your next breakthrough, your thing that you struggle with, that you're trying to find a breakthrough, that you maybe have a specific way of, maybe there's like a specific practice or thing you do to remember that, hey, I'll come up with a solution. I always do. Instead of getting stuck in a thought loop of, like, worry, dread, I don't know what to do. Like, there's something where you're reverting back to your old version. Like, you're not staying in this old version of yourself, but this old version of yourself that told you, I can't do this. Like, this is too much for me. Like, I'm not capable of doing this. Like, you're trying to break free from that, but it's really, really challenging for you because you feel like it's like you feel small and little again. So this is like inner child stuff. And you're like, I'm not going to be able to figure this out. Yes, 100% you will be able to figure it out. You always do. So that's something maybe to sit with, but not for too long. So what was on the bottom of the deck here? Mutable, surrender, fluidity, and welcoming change. Yeah, see, surrendering. So part of the challenge for you when you get faced with challenges and then you're like, you get into that state of fear, is surrendering, allowing yourself to feel whatever it is you're feeling in that moment, and maybe embracing like the shadow aspect of that part of you where you're like, I don't know what to do. Like, just say, it's okay. I know. I don't, this is uncomfortable. I don't like this, but let's just sit here for a minute and be upset. So we don't rush forward and be in the wrong energy to create more. Okay. This is speaking out air. Let's talk about the mind. Open-mindedness, objectivity, and learning. Yeah. Learning. You're constantly learning and evolving. I don't know why, but I'm called over here now. Yeah, you're constantly a work in progress, and that's beautiful. Effort, yes. We love that. Oh, well, we don't love that. What just happened, but that's all right. It scares me. Karmic completion. Look at that. So there's something about like you putting all the effort in and other people not exhibiting the same effort. So like part of the teaching piece is you kind of, when you learn and you start showing up in a different way, you automatically teach the people. I was like, this is the love card. I didn't even look at it, but I'm like, I know, I don't know. I knew. Anyway, like you showing up in this energy, and then the leadership energy teaches other people how to show up for you. Like you just by you being you and you being authentic, it helps people see where they might be not showing up in the way that they want to, right? And that's when you really just see, I knew there was some kind of flow. Like you really get into the flow with people and you get them into their flow, which is great. Karma keeps coming up. Karma, new beginnings. Look at change. Yes. And here's the thing. The one thing that is constant in our lives is change, but we're all so terrified of it. And it's okay. It's really okay that we're doing that we do that. That's human nature. Patience. Yes. Impatience. Surrender again. Health. Okay. Patience has been coming up a lot, actually. You need to have more patience and understanding and kindness with yourself. Like the stuff that you show for other people, you need to start showing that for yourself tenfold. Love. Yeah. What did this say again? Tension, profit, imbalance, karma, facing fears. Yeah, this feels too like a closing of that chapter. Even though the karmic came over here, it feels like a closing of that chapter of lack and just focusing on embodying love. Like this is love with the people around you, but this is like, okay, I'm going to throw love at everything that makes me feel icky. When I get into this energy of lack, or I feel like there's a power struggle, or I feel tension, or I feel imbalance, like I'm going to throw love at it in its face, and it's going to be fine. 15 feels significant for somebody too. But yeah, we already talked about change, new beginnings. It's literally, it's already happening. Okay, the change is already happening within you, which is going to outwardly show you the beautiful things that are coming your way as well. Patience. Yeah, and I feel like part of that inner work that you've done in the focusing on yourself and what you want to change is putting you in like the ultimate energy of leadership that you maybe had a hard time with before. Like maybe you have been like the passion project you've poured into it for a long time, but it never really took off. And it was because you needed that patience piece to really help other people. Because part of the struggle too, like with other people, is that they reflect back at you sometimes your own insecurities or like things that you might need to work on, and then you get kind of defensive and you get in that kind of tension energy, and you don't want to be in the ego, right, when you're leading other people. So that's really beautiful. Surrender. And I feel like you just need to surrender, especially like to things that you want, like focusing more on like maybe writing down what it is that you'd love to, like, it's okay to want things, like it's okay to accept and receive things. And there's a fear surrounding receiving everything that you want, for sure. So like surrendering to spirit and saying, I'm ready to receive everything that I deserve. Show me, give me a sign or show me like how good it's going to get, kind of thing. So you're already doing it. That's really great. You're already focusing on that next step. You're already making that next step. You're already taking that next step. And spirit just wants you to continually do that, okay? The sacral energy is very significant. That's creation and sexuality, actually. So that's beautiful. Yeah, you are in a very ripe time for creation. I just noticed it. Like, I was thinking about death. The death card with the tower card. That's the card that came to mind, the death card. So, rebirth. Like, continually understanding that you're continually evolving and the things around you are evolving into something greater, and not being afraid of that, okay? Relationship change. Yeah. I was just talking about evolving into something greater. Yeah, change is just scary. It really is. But these changes that you're making and the changes coming your way are really incredible. They're going to be really great. I hope this helps you. I hope this reading helps you. Any shares, comments, subscriptions to my channel are super appreciated. If you'd like to donate to my channel, it is not required, but appreciated as well. I will put the CashApp, Venmo, and PayPal link in the comments. Right now, I'm only doing online bookings, as I was saying. So if you'd like to book an online reading, one-on-one reading with me, I will put that link in the comments as well. Right now, it's $10 off any online booking service. So if you, you don't need a code either. So just, pay with $10 less than whatever you book. And yeah, I hope you have a good day.